Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Comic Clowns Podcast. This is Bruce War Chief Hoover.
Don Conis Macaluso.
I'm here.
I'm Kyle.
I love this group. And as with us today, we have Bird. As he doesn't like say, I'm here. He just doesn't do it with the All Might voice. I am here.
Because I'm not All Might.
All Might's not All Might.
But you are here. So there's that.
And I just want to welcome to everyone. We are your one-stop shop for everything geeky, nerdy, and everything else in this world. So today, how's everyone doing? Let's start with that as usual. Everyone doing well?
Coming off of a very busy week. Finally glad to have a weekend where I can forget about work for a couple days.
Kyle, how's everything going?
I am here.
Bird?
See, he's All Might.
No, I'm definitely Eraserhead if we're doing anyone from that.
It's fair.
See, this is why I said we're one shop stop for everything, because now we're just making anime references and we're going to do a video game esque freaking podcast and just talk about video games today.
For the most part.
What's up?
I said for the most part. I have a couple other things.
Well, of course.
Well, yes, people expect us to go off on tangent after tangent.
Yeah, you should have heard us before here. We were talking about comics versus movies, which force would win, and who Kyle would murder with psionic powers.
We are not talking about
And for the official record, in case the FBI is listening, you said...
no one.
Okay, there we go. See? Not going to catch us. Not going to catch us.
For a second there, I thought I had the mics muted on OBS. I'm not going to lie. I looked at it, and all it said was camera was muted, and I'm like, I was crying a little bit.
It's probably for the best.
Well, actually, if you want to talk about weird tangents really quick, I got a guy at work that I talk to all the time, and his friend has a podcast or a talk show, and they keep coming to me with, he keeps walking up to me because he knows I do this, and asks me, he posed a question, who would win in a fight, this person versus this person, or this team versus this team. Like, the first one they posed to me, and I sat there dumbfounded, was the Thing versus the Hulk. And I'm like, this isn't a question, right? Like, I don't know exactly. It's like, you're talking like MCU or movie only? What are we talking about here? And like,
Either way, it's not a fight.
Still not the Thing by any means, shape, or form. I'm sorry, Ben, you just don't win. And then the next one was X-Men Sony, or Fox, excuse me, X-Men Fox versus Avengers MCU. Now, that being said, I went Avengers. As Kyle either doesn't like my option, just dropped his thing.
But they have two Phoenixes in the.
Oh, see, this is where we got into the argument, because originally I thought he was talking X-Men 1. And then he goes, he starts talking to me, he goes, well, you got Professor X. I'm like, well, X doesn't even go into the Hulk's mind. He knows better than that. No one goes into the Hulk's mind. It's really a bad place to be unless he wants you there.
But X is going to give it to you.
Barely. And then I'm like, well, they got Wolverine. I'm like, Wolverine was knocked unconscious by a tree swung by Sabretooth. Not really posing a good thing here. They go, well, then they got Magneto, and I'm like, oh, we're doing villains. Oh, I didn't know we were throwing villains into this because, yeah, Avengers still win. Because, Thanos, even without the snap, the
snap is fucking symbolic. It means goddamn nothing.
God, hated that so much. I'm like, and then they have the Chitauri army. Literally, they have Loki. Like, literally, they win. Like, okay, if we're gonna any way you try to pose this, they win. It sucks. But then they brought another one to me, which was Hela versus.
Yeah, but that was on our Facebook post, and everyone that listens to us follows us. So.
Exactly. So, I mean, that one was an entertaining post, and actually Captain Marvel won that out by 2 votes at the end on our Facebook page, which I don't agree, but I can understand the consensus. And then the final one that was posed to me today, MCU Wolverine.
There is no MCU Wolverine.
Okay, well, technically he's there now, but okay. Okay, Fox
Show me a
Wolverine.
post where he is even said that he's in the MCU yet.
He
has not been officially announced, therefore he's not in the MCU.
Well, not Hugh Jackman, but I know the front runners are there. Yeah,
but Wolverine does not come out of Kevin Feige or anyone part of the Marvel Entertainment as being part of the movie universe.
He will.
Neither has Fantastic Four or the X-Men. Their argument is null and void. Moving on.
All right, so Fox Wolverine versus Captain America, Chris Evans. And the answer to that one goes to Wolverine. I would, because Wolverine. Okay, Kyle.
No, that's not really much of a fight. Wolverine wins.
Exactly. It's like because the version of Captain America in the MCU we get is stronger than your average strong guy. And there's like, oh, he's got his war knowledge, and I'm like, yup. And Wolverine has hundreds of years of more of it,
Right.
and is a lot better at it, and is regenerating. Unless we're trying to go old man Logan, if we have to do that, then we have to go old man sitting on a bench Captain America, and Wolverine will still shank him. No, I don't think we will. But that was just a funny one. Like, I love getting these because it's just like they're not going to do a death battle on it anytime soon. But like, still, Wolverine. And if we go to the MCU or if we go to the comics, Wolverine's Berserker Rage still wins. It's just kind of how that goes. And adamantium stronger than vibranium, as well. And yeah, no, it was just some funny ones. He asks me like with such like, it's not even like he's questioning my like intelligence. He's questioning like what would actually happen. And I'm like, wow, these seem like really easy answers. I don't know what your friend's doing, but I want to talk to him really quick.
Who would win in a fight, this podcast or that podcast?
I got technically more people on my podcast
Right.
that is on my list.
Maybe we need to have them defend a character against us defending a character.
I mean, can we pick the characters though? Because their fights aren't even fights.
Exactly. That's the
Right.
And it's all MCU. It's not
I'll
comics.
Take their downside and use comics to find the Mary Sue version of their fucking downside and beat them. There's ways that Wolverine loses to Cap.
Of course, but see, the fun part about it all is what you're supposed to be a good arguer is you're supposed to defend your side, get them to join your side, then take their side, and convince them the other way around. That's how you have real fun with it.
What?
Exactly. And I've already won this argument with Burr.
No, you've convinced me you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no! Effectively, see, if we're arguing something, I'll take my side, and as soon as you join my side, because I'm right, I switch over to your opposite side, and I convince you the other way around. I got to be able to argue both sides of the point, or it's null and void.
I think the key to winning is understanding who you need to convince.
The crowd, yes.
Exactly.
Smoking.
Exactly.
Love that movie.
Yeah. So I don't have to beat you. I just have to convince them that I'm right.
All right.
Or even that you're wrong, and by extension that I'm right.
The key to winning is making the other person rage quit.
Exactly. But I'll go ahead here, and I probably should have started with this. Tomorrow, from noon to 5 or 6, depending when Joe either leaves or hates us, we'll start our streaming podcast.
12:30.
Our D&D will start. It's going to be another wonderful adventure. Right now, we're just starting with Kyle, Kayla, myself, and Bird. And as we get more characters and more people we want to bring in, or how we decide we want to do this, we will bring them in. But yes, we're gonna have a wonderful time. The Homicide Vagabonds are back, and I now want revenge. Tune in. You will get the full background of what's going on, of what the hell happened in our last. Because the last time we left our adventures, me and Kyle were shooting a dude in the face.
Kyle and I. This podcast uses proper grammar.
Oh, that is bullshit, and we both know it.
I use proper.
Kyle
grammar.
uses proper grammar.
I am the podcast.
You're the size of it. So, but, huh?
I wish. You'd have a lot more followers.
We just gotta weigh ourselves in stones and make ourselves feel better.
21.
20.
That's a lot of stones.
It is.
It's a massive amount of stones. So let's go ahead and jump on to what the main portion of this is, because recently was put out there. People were putting out what the video game awards were, and they put out who was going to win. They put out some people just didn't trust the game of the year category. So going to go ahead and we're going to run down the list of video games, and we're going to touch on a few topics and ignore a lot of the esports topics, which means I'm just going to not explain anything about anything, just go that person should win and walk away from it.
And the rest of us will just nod.
Yeah,
Just
that's
smile?
exactly what I
Okay.
expect out of people. Because I'm the esports person. I don't know why.
Because you're the only one that plays or follows esports.
Yeah.
That is absolutely correct.
Sounds pretty cut and dry to me.
Yep.
Yeah. There's no
Well,
real
Chris
reason why.
does, and he's just not here. So we got the game of the year. We have Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, Smash Brothers Ultimate, and The Outer World. Now,
Outer Worlds.
yeah, Worlds.
Take his vote, or are you just correcting him?
You know, there was an S. It's
Correcting.
Kyle. It's corrects. It's a correct, definitely. It's always.
It's supposed to be a good game though. It's like Fallout in space, but good.
I've been watching.
Yeah.
I've been watching one of my friends play it. It's not a bad game. Monster Hunter mixes with outer space.
I think an interesting topic here is Resident Evil 2. Is it fair to even put that on there?
It's a remake with some differences. It's fan-fucking-tastic, but
Oh yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
I don't think remakes should be on there.
Not when you've got. So you take that off the list. Look at all the unique IPs that are on this list.
But Death Stranding came out like a week and a half ago. I don't see how it can be on the Game of the Year award.
Unless of course the company bought into it, just like the all the
Well-
other award shows.
Kojima's best friends with the head of
Exactly.
the Game Awards. So
And you got Norman Reedus, and it's been like so much of the freaking like publicity on it made you believe it's going to be a good game, regardless of how anything goes. I have not played it yet. I haven't played anything new in a while, for a plethora of reasons. But we'll bring on that one. Like Star Wars Fallen Jedi is not even
it didn't make the cut.
really on any of it.
No, it was like a week out.
Oh, okay. Okay, I mean, all right.
Which it could very well be on this list if it was out in time.
Might have been.
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet. I've seen some videos on it. It looks good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's see here. Then we got is there Resident Evil 2? Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I never got a chance to play that. Anybody have a chance to look at it?
I've seen it, played it, looks fun. It's a From Software game, so it's Ninja's Dark Souls.
I've played it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is fun. And it kind of is basically what he just said.
Well, I mean, if it's From Software, you know what you're getting with a From Software game, and you know it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be enjoyable. Maybe not breaking a whole lot of new ground, but that's not always a bad thing, as we see with the next entry on the list.
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, because Super Smash Brothers just doesn't go away.
But
Do you want it to?
it's always good.
I don't really play them, but I'm enjoying what they do. They just added Terry Bogard into it. You got to put that thing away, Jesus, or go towards the middle of the damn thing.
Fine.
Super Smash Bros. They put Terry Bogard in there, and that's just awesome to me, because I'm a huge King of Fighters fan, have been for years, and Fatal Fury, and to see him pop up in there tells you that they have the ability to
Get anyone they want.
anybody they want.
And you got to hand it to them for that. They have really expanded the roster in those games over the years.
One more that they have to announce, and that for their first fighter pack, and then they did say they're going after the fighter pack, adding more. So
what Terry released just showed you how much of a fighting game people they really are. They're not just like, I want to have fun little smash ups. No, they're like, he actually had to, through his review, had to teach people how to play fighting games. Like, he's like, you take your finger and you go down to the middle to up, and then you press the button.
but you
Like,
can also do it as
this,
Sure.
or you can just do it like a King of Fighters person, which is like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And it's really fun. And then he showed all the characters from King of Fighters and standing in the background and explained why My Share knew he can't be in it. Boobs are too big, which I respect. And then there's Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds, we explained that one earlier.
Yeah, well, I want to give a huge shout out to Obsidian for what they did with Outer Worlds. Just bringing back a game style that after Fallout 4 and then 76, but mostly 4, where we came off of New Vegas with a phenomenal game that Obsidian got screwed over on the release of. So for those that don't know the story, Bethesda they contracted Obsidian to create New Vegas, and there was a bonus written into the contract, and if you're a game developer, never agree to this portion, but a bonus if the game achieved a Metacritic score of 85 or higher. They would get a huge bonus to Obsidian for that. And it got an 84. Well, Outer Worlds came out and got an 85. So it's almost like poetic justice that the game is doing so well and then nails that 85. I mean, Obsidian titles are not for everybody, but they are definitely for me. And I think fantastic title. Haven't played it yet, but I've watched a lot of gameplay of it, and it is everything they promised it was going to be.
All right. Kyle, what do you think the game of the year is going to be out of this category?
I mean, it's probably going to be Death Stranding. Death Stranding's probably going to run away with every category they're in.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Control has a chance.
What would be your pick?
I would like to see Control or Outer Worlds win because it's not made by... They're more indie developers than...
Exactly. It doesn't have a huge name, ginormous name behind it. It'd be a good thing. Bird?
Which one? Who do I think will win, or who?
Both.
Who would you want to win?
I mean, of the games I have played or seen be played, probably Sekiro.
Okay. And who do you think is going to win?
Probably one of these first two that I've never heard of.
Don?
So I think it's going to go to Death Stranding. I would like it, and my vote would be cast for The Outer Worlds.
Oh, let's see here. I think it's going to be Death Stranding. I'd like to see Control pull it off. I'd like to see it pull it out.
It is a very good-looking game. I'm not sure it's got the pull beyond the gameplay, but maybe that's me. I don't
know the story.
Yeah, not being familiar with the story. Maybe the story is there too. Gameplay looks fantastic, but if it's just a fun sandbox for some cool powers and good gameplay, that doesn't necessarily get you a game of the year.
All right. So let's move on to action game. We have Apex Legends, Astral Chain, Call of Duty, Devil May Cry, 5, Gears of War,
5,
or Gears 5, excuse me, not even Gears of War.
It's not Gears of War anymore.
With
just Gears.
Starring Dave Bautista.
Right.
And Metro Exodus. I will admit I have played none of these games, but I can almost tell you that Devil May Cry 5 is a hacky slashy
Spectacle
devil.
fighter to the max.
I'm sad to say I've played Apex Legends.
Sad to say, not a fan.
It's just another
Fortnite, PUBG.
basically. It's Fortnite without the ability to build your own base in the middle of being shot.
It's in the Titanfall world without Titans.
Yeah, that's a damn shame because Titanfall is awesome.
It's a game we've all played before. So, and a type of game, and still not you. Gears of War 5, I mean, that was very anticipated. People were really wanting it. Call of Duty is another Call of Duty. Sounds like... And I've never heard of Astral Chain.
I have. It's for the Switch. It's a platinum game, so it's fucking beautiful.
It looks pretty. Like to me, that looks fucking amazing. Like, just the view right there looks good. It looks like it's almost like a virtual cop type thing.
Yeah, I'm getting some virtual cop vibes from that too.
You get like mechs, little mech animals that follow you. I really don't know how to explain it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Really cool, and it's a platinum game, so there's going to be some kind of weird combat aspect and an even weirder leveling aspect. And if you're into platinum games, you're going to put like 7,000 hours into it because that's what everyone does.
Okay, so for who I think's going to win, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it'll probably be Apex Legends.
You think so?
No.
I just, knowing our luck.
I don't think so. Apex doesn't have the
pull?
No. When you have to pay top streamers to play your game,
Oh. Well,
I just don't think they have.
Metro Exodus, though, was that? Anyone heard of this one?
Nope.
Nope.
It's part of the Metro 2033 series, right?
That would be a fair guess.
That's a great assumption. Someone figured that out first in chat.
Yeah, I believe that's the case. I don't remember.
Hey, it's not important. They're not winning.
Yeah, I'd like to see it win.
Well, for an action game,
I'd like to see Astral Chains win. I think Gears is gonna win.
I would.
And I
think we're going to be
extremely-
very divided in this category.
I think Devil May Cry
Oh.
was very disappointing and the worst one they've ever released.
Who I think's gonna win, who I want to win is going to be Astral Chains because I like seeing those types of games
Sure.
win.
I like seeing the Switch win.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Bird.
I have no personal preference on who wins, but I think Call of Duty will win.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I
I
hope
think
not.
Call of Duty's going to take it.
I hope not.
I think Gears has a bigger fan base.
Is it an Xbox exclusive?
yes.
Yeah.
Then I think it cut its fan base in
Or,
half with that.
or did they bring that to PC?
Nope. It's an
Gears.
Xbox Game Studios.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it doesn't go on
It
PC.
might have been brought to PC.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Action adventure, because the difference is in the adventure. So
It's a big difference.
Apparently.
It's a very big difference.
If you throw action in front of it, yes. We got Borderlands 3, Control,
A lot of the ones we saw in the first
Death
category.
Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, and Sekiro: Shadow Dies Twice. It's like we just switched out two of
Yeah.
all this whole thing here.
Yay, remakes.
Um,
Close.
yeah, I know. I can barely see it. I want Borderlands 3 to win. I really do.
I was a little disappointed with Borderlands.
But the way I heard Borderlands was if you like Borderlands, you got Borderlands.
Well, that's exactly it. And
Isn't that how every game works?
you get a Borderlands game out of it, but the story wasn't as good. I don't know. I was just.
But
It's not bad. It's not.
Gearbox does a great
Right.
job of world building in the Borderlands series.
they
It is
do.
fantastic.
They do, but there's not. The story isn't engrossing to where you really care. You're just playing a dungeon crawler with guns at the.
That's fair. That's fair.
Whereas 2, I actually enjoyed the story.
Yeah, and they really ramped up the characterization in 2. You got some really memorable people you encounter in that game.
And they tried to bring him back for 3, I thought.
Yeah.
They brought him back, but they spent too much time putting in 8 billion guns.
Well, that was the draw of the original. That was one of their major marketing points.
Well, no, this has more guns than 1 and 2 combined.
Yeah. Well, and that's
think
misleading too.
I think they put way too much thought and effort into making all those guns and typings and writing the flavor text for all of that,
Yeah.
All right.
and not into the base and foundation of the game.
All right. So we've already covered the only one we haven't covered in this category is Link's Awakenings. Kyle,
Haven't
play
played
it?
it. Fantastic game though.
you watched it?
I've seen it. It's a different art style. Takes about 5 minutes of watching it to get used to it. It's Zelda Link's Awakening. Same game it was 20 years ago.
Yep.
Right. And it was phenomenal then.
And it's phenomenal now.
Remakes. All right.
I think Resident Evil may have a shot in this category. Maybe not against Control and Death Stranding, but it's really good, and it's not like we
Not
said.
an
It's not just a
exact
total remake. It is a very new game. It is a familiar setting, but they have done a lot to really transform that. And
They did, but it's not a new game. It's got like 20% difference.
So who do you want to see win, Kyle?
What was all the way to the right?
Sekiro.
And Link.
Is that all that was there?
Yup.
Yeah.
Go Control, but Death Stranding's gonna sweep everything.
Yup.
this category is where I'd like to see Control win, because I think this is a fair category for it to win. I don't know if it's got
Game of the Year potential.
Yeah, I don't know if it can really be, if it's that big of a game, but as an action adventure, I think you're getting everything you expect in that genre from Control.
For these kind of
Community
things,
support.
if they're up for Game of the Year, I don't want to see them in any other category.
You already know they're fantastic. So let's see here. I could go through esports coach, who I think G2's deserves to win. The guy took a team of people. Esports event Evo is always a cleanup. It's such a good event. Esports game of the year. I know there's League, Fortnite. It's gonna be Dota 2. Dota 2 does not stand a chance.
No, not at all.
CS:GO has been over, and Overwatch. It's literally these three that it's a fight between right now. It's Overwatch, League, and Fortnite. I think that is going to be what
Fortnite's following is declining.
League hasn't left over the past years.
League hasn't left, but its following isn't as high as it used to be.
I think Overwatch takes this.
I don't think Overwatch takes this. I think Overwatch 2 next year will take it.
Yeah.
I think League takes this.
I want League to take it. I want them to win. This is a game that I do follow and I do play. I support everything Riot does except for the whole female thing that had come out that they rectified and fixed, and they really as soon as they saw something happen, they went to damage control and fixed all their problems. I respect that as a company. They've donated millions of dollars to helping different causes. I respect the shit out of the company. I want to see League win. I don't know. Fortnite has just been. Fortnite's the one in the news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fortnite's
For
in the
good or
news.
the bad.
Whether
Mostly-
it be
mostly
good or
bad,
bad,
but-
whether it be anywhere, you people say computer games, everyone says Fortnite. Like you go to some random mom over here, it's Fortnite, and it's probably going to be Fortnite.
What the kids are playing.
It's probably going to be Fortnite. Bird.
I don't know. This is a lot of acronyms that I'm not fully prepared.
There's one acronym on there.
He's mentioned 4 of them.
I don't. When he starts talking about these things, just tune them out like I do.
Oh, okay.
That's family.
Clearly, CS:GO should win.
I'm okay with that.
You know what? I wouldn't be so bad on that one. CS:GO has been around
Well,
forever.
and
Speaking of Valve, though,
go ahead.
Half-Life 3 has been announced, but it's not Half-Life 3. It's the Half-Life VR game.
Oh Jesus! I'm
Is
not-
that like how when they announced? Never mind. I don't even remember the name of the game.
Diablo
That's the one.
Eternals or something like that.
Yeah. All right, there's only 2 more categories, and then we can pop into any category anybody else wants to do. Family games,
Yeah, let's take a look.
Luigi's Mansion
This one's
3,
gonna be rough.
Ring Fit Adventure,
All right, that's a new one.
Super Mario Maker 2, which Ryan loves,
I love it.
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, and Yoshi's Crafted World.
Can you put Super Smash as a family game? I mean, I
Yes,
guess it is.
Nintendo property.
That was-
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, there was actually very much, like I said before, when the guy announced Terry Bogard into it, he went, "This is a game made for all ages and
Yeah.
for all
That's
families.
fair. That's fair.
I can't put my in here."
Yeah.
In good sense, it is very much a family game. It's a competitive game, but it's very much a family game. Mario Maker is just. I like that Mario Maker adds a new level to things. Like, it allows for kids to explore a lot of creativity. So if I think family, it's very much like you can sit with your kid and you can make a thing. Where I think like Smash Brothers, if I murder my child every 4 seconds, which I have in the other one,
In the
she's
video
going to-
game. In the video game.
in the video game, she's going to get very cranky and not want to play
Right.
that anymore. Yoshi's Crafted World, I've never played it.
I've played all of them except for Ring Fit Adventure, which is
by the stomach. We know.
Yeah, so we can just write that game off.
yeah, it's a kitschy game that they're trying to sell their Ring Fit.
Yeah.
Their new
Yeah.
Luigi Mansion is a fun little sandbox game.
I think
For what it is, it's a fun little game. It's not gonna. Some of the puzzles are neat.
Well, there's a lot of elements in that game that are just you're trying to pad out the gameplay length with these things that send you back so much. And
But Super Metroid sends you back to searching. There's a lot of games that do that. Yeah, it's doing that
it seems contrived in Luigi's Mansion.
completely and utterly.
At least in a Metroidvania style game, there's some reason for it because this door is locked. I need a way to open it, so I'm gonna go into these new corridors as I open them that are gonna traverse me
I've had
through
fun
the
with
universe.
Luigi's Mansion.
I
It
think
doesn't involve much thinking. If you want just something nice and light to play, it's fun. I
That's
think
fair.
Mario Maker's gonna win this. I want Mario Maker to win this because that's really all I watch on Twitch nowadays.
I will
because
say.
what-
it's so entertaining.
Watching all the Kaizo stuff and all the hard levels is,
Well, let's think of it as
phenomenal.
well, let's go back to the family
and
game
it's a
aspect.
fantastic community.
I will say this: I want Mario Maker to win. I think Super Smash is going to win.
I agree 100% with you.
100% agree because it's got a bigger following.
Exact. That's the reason why.
Well, and it's a genuinely good game too.
Oh, I'm not saying
We're
it
not
isn't.
downing it at all.
Yeah.
Bird.
These all look terrible.
You think Smash looks terrible?
It's a family game.
The only one I can say that isn't that I can't justify is Ring Fit because I don't know what that is. Well, I don't know how it plays.
I've seen plenty of people play Mario Maker, and
There's a lot of hot garbage.
the concept's kind of dumb to me. And Smash
make your own
Brothers is
levels.
just the same thing again.
But with more.
I don't want more. I don't need more.
Playing that with 8 people is a ton of fun.
I liked the last Smash Brothers that I actually liked was on GameCube.
Brawl.
Was that Brawl?
That was Melee.
Yeah, it was Melee. Brawl, right?
Brawl was on Wii.
Brawl was
on
Wii.
I thought it was the other way around.
No, Melee was GameCube. Melee was the one. Brawl came out with the Destructo Brawl attack, and that's what came out on Wii.
Yeah, Brawl had like the
Orb.
floating ball that gave you stupid powers as
Which
well.
is really fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
Storyline.
All right, so which one do you think? You think they all look stupid? Never mind. All right, so and then the last one I personally wanted to grab was fighting game because I am very much a fighting game person. When a fighting game comes out, I want to play it.
How is Soul Calibur not on this list?
How is Mortal
Wasn't as
Kombat already
good.
up to number 11?
Because it's been out since we were like 8.
Yeah, the first one came out since
93 or 94.
Yeah, I was gonna say 93. I think is when the first one came out in arcades.
Yeah,
More so, I'm just questioning
5,
why
my
they
bad.
keep remaking it.
because they can add more things and they can extend the story.
Yeah,
money,
Yes, and plus
does
they also
anything get made?
plus they also have had like they want to like get rid of the wash of the. Okay, so Boone and Tobias were the people that created it in the first place, and then they split, and then they wanted to wash the taste of the old person out of their mouth and start the new one again.
and it was definitely a cash grab series. After 3 in particular. Once you got past 3, we were in total cash grab, no innovation for several
about
times.
9?
Yeah, I was gonna say 9 is when I took an interest
or
in the
10?
game again.
I say X.
9 was good. 9 was genuinely a good
I
title.
would say 9 brought people back.
Yeah.
10 was better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 11 looks really good too. I mean, it's a beautiful game.
I've watched Maximilian Dude play 11. It's pretty.
I've watched that, and I've watched the freaking like tournaments on
Well,
it
yeah, I've
with
watched-
Sonic Fox.
Yeah, I've watched Sonic Fox too.
All right, so let me run down the list here. We have Dead or Alive 6, which if these days, if you just don't know what Dead or Alive is, you're just not going to know what Dead or Alive is.
Ryu
right.
Hayabusa.
That's it. That's the only one. Like that's the only person I can name out of that group is Ryu Hayabusa. That's it. From Ninja Gaiden. That's
It's a bunch of volleyball players fighting.
Yes,
Right?
that's the big part. I was trying to figure out how they made Dead or Alive volleyball into a fighting game. No,
Right.
I used to play that game actually with a friend down the street in my old neighborhood.
And as I understand, not bad for as far as the gameplay perspective goes.
It's
Volleyball?
not bad.
Yeah. Not great.
The volleyball one, yeah,
Yeah.
that was
No
fun.
Tekken bowling, but
Well,
Taking bowling's too amazing. All right, the next one is Jump Force, which, God, it was
shonen fighting.
yeah. Well, it's not even just shonen fighting. They released a game which was J Stars, a couple years back, which
I remember J Stars.
same. Yeah, I had it.
I know,
Jump
that's
Force.
why I remember it.
Jump Force is effectively J Stars, but better. Like they took what didn't work and just made it better. And they added the characters we really wanted, added the transformations that they had. Because you remember, half the source material that they're playing with here for these games isn't done yet. So, like they added like the Super Saiyan Blues from like Goku and things like that. So the next one's gonna have Ultra Instinct and Mastered Ultra Instinct and shit like that. It's a fun around game. It is. It's very flashy. It has everything that you want. When you could sit there and play as Yugi and frickin' Seto Kaiba and attack people with a dragon or a dark magician while playing with cards, it's entertaining. It's fun. It's just to me, unless you're playing online with that one, it's just. But I think that's with all of them almost.
yeah.
It's good. I'd like to see it win. I would like to. It's not going to, but I would definitely. I would definitely love to see that one win.
Yeah.
Then we had Mortal Kombat 11, which you heard us speaking about before.
Which I think will win.
Yes. Samurai Showdown, which was the return right there. What they did with Evo with this one was really cool. Is if you looked at the couch for Evo for who people were going to play, it was all old school gamers. Like people that weren't playing the other games anymore half the time. They just brought them back for this, and they made those people the ones that were going to bring this back. And the system looks really fun. It's not as high paced. It's very strategic. Lots of footsies, lots of counters, lots of parrying. It's a slowed down fight in a world full of high flashy moves. It's very slowed down, which
So
once
not
again,
Twitch muscles.
so pretty much the old people. That's why they brought him back.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a breath of fresh air in the market.
It was a really good, like, it was a very small tournament because they didn't have time. They wanted to keep it small for this year at Evo. It just turned out really cool. And
Never
then,
even heard of it. I know the old school Samurai Showdown.
but,
Never heard of this one.
and then the last one is, of course, Super Smash Brothers. Which you think like
could win.
You think
Yeah.
the two top competitors is family friendly, bloody gore.
Yeah,
What's got the bigger Evo scene?
And honestly, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
Because
probably.
The biggest Evo scene that Super Smash Bros. Had was Melee, and they took that away this year because they wanted to promote Ultimate instead, and 11 had the bigger scene.
My vote's for Sonic Fox.
I would like to see Jump Force or Samurai Showdown win. I think it's going to be Mortal Kombat 11. Bird?
I've played one of these, so I'll just vote with that one, which is
Jump Force.
I would like to see Samurai Showdown take the title, but I think it's going to be Mortal Kombat.
Kyle?
I already answered.
Okay. All right. So
Pay attention to me, damn it.
I doubt it.
All right, moving on.
So category, this was going to be anybody else that wants to grab one, so we can get rid of the top half. It's just these down here. Game direction, games for impact, independent game, mobile game, multiplayer, which actually I do want to look at that one later.
I like how they have a separate category for independent game and fresh indie game.
Right.
Presented by Subway.
I'm
Eat
pretty
fresh.
Sure the fresh indie game is first year
Yeah.
develop. It's their first game ever
yeah.
released.
Wait, what's a strategy game?
That was strategy and role playing would be the ones I would like to see.
So I want to see role playing. I want to see multiplayer. Don.
I would like to go into the fresh indie game, and then I'll be that guy that says sports racing.
I'll say ongoing game.
Ongoing is a good one too. Yeah.
Let's do fresh indie really quick.
Yeah. Let's see what we got in here. Let's see what Subway
Games
thinks is
that
great.
I've never seen. Bird, it's all on you.
Okay, I know what I want to win already. I know some of these.
All right. So Zaum, Namato Studio.
No, it's for Disco Elysium. For Gris. The name
the
is white
studio,
is the
yeah.
studio. For my friend Pedro. For
Outer Wilds, for Slay Spire. Oh no, Slay the Spire. Oh, Slay the
Or
Spire.
Slay the Spire.
No,
And
hold on, time out.
Untitled-
Don't say for before it. It's literally just saying the company is being recognized for that game.
Oh.
Slay the Spire is a different game. It's not for. So it'd be weird if all these had the name for in front of them.
Yeah.
No.
Well, they're saying it's there's the company, and this is what they're nominated for. This particular title.
Can I not move over on that one?
Yeah, we want to see Untitled Goose Game. It's right there.
There we go.
House for the Untitled Goose Game. I know that one. My thing is Slay. Okay, honestly, for a game that I've actually seen, is Slay the Spire.
Okay. I mean, I know the last three, and I'd probably go with Outer Wilds of the three.
My friend Pedro. It is so ridiculously fast paced and it looked a lot of fun. I just wasn't going to spend $25 on it. I'm kind of waiting for it to go on sale. It's on Switch. It looks so much fun.
All right, Don.
I think Untitled Goose Game has an opportunity to take this title.
Completely agree that the Untitled Goose Game.
We'll probably
That,
win.
I mean, that
because
game, it's one of those games that just, it takes on a life of its own. It's so
blew up
different.
so much.
Yeah,
it's
it
just
was
been turned into a
everywhere.
meme.
It did. But that's just because that's what happens when you've got something so innovative, so out of nowhere, so
it wasn't
quirky.
Out of nowhere, a lot of the streamers I follow have been waiting for this game for the last 2 years because they saw it at TwitchCon. They saw it at one of the other
Yeah, but
cons
it's
they went to for gaming. It's been on their radar, and it just completely took a life of its own.
yeah, and well, and that's what I love about indie titles is you get these games that nobody asked for because they didn't know they needed it. Like the things like, say, a Hotline Miami, the kind of game that, you didn't think you wanted, but you have to have it now. It's just that good. A game
That's
like
why I love Switch.
yeah.
The Switch was made for indie developers, and the fact that Nintendo's basically letting them go wild is
Yeah,
awesome.
I have a roster of indie games, all thanks to Humble Bundle.
Yeah.
That all are just phenomenal titles with weird gameplay mechanics that you never even thought. Like, hey, this is a game I need. We've all thought, what would be a really cool game that doesn't exist that I would love to play?
I have ideas.
And occasionally you get those out of indie titles, but then they come up with stuff that nobody was thinking of.
Untitled Goose Game.
Exactly. It's and I love the name too. Like that is such an indie name for a game.
That's just the joke name they threw up while they were developing.
Right.
And it just stuck.
Yeah, because they put it up like, all right, we're gonna start with this. There's our premise. Let's make the game, and then they just completely forgot until the end. They're like, all right,
Which
well,
was Project Dolphin,
yeah,
but the system, not the dolphin. Like, I guarantee that was like, all right, we're gonna make a goose game.
wait,
And
Switch was Dolphin?
I'm pretty sure Switch was Dolphin.
No, I thought Dolphin was Wii.
Non-consequential.
All right.
Wait, Mr. Grammer saying non-consequential
Exactly.
Dolphin was definitely Wii, and I know that for no apparent reason.
because of the emulator, because of Dolphin emulator.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on. We did
That's
that
all right. That's
one.
that's
Keep
it's the
going.
same reason
what
I
do we
brought
want
it.
to see next? Because
Go to Independent.
I'm curious about some of those other categories too. There's some weird
Untitled
categories.
Goose Game again.
wow, look at that.
Outer Worlds.
Outer Wild, excuse me.
Town
Yeah,
of
it's-
Zero was supposed to be a lot of fun.
Disco,
I have not
Elysium?
heard of Disco Elysium,
and then Baba is You.
and that's another one I haven't.
Disco Elysium. I've heard a lot of good things about.
I haven't heard anything about it.
Could I tell you much about it? No, but
I'm gonna go Goose.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's gonna be it's gonna be that.
I think Untitled Goose Game will. It's taking. It will probably take this category, and the fresh one will be
I'm
taken by.
surprised it's not up for Game of the Year.
I wish. That would be amazing.
That would be very interesting.
Mobile game. I just want to see what's on a mobile game. I could care less about this. Call of Duty. All right, so nothing I actually play.
No.
I just wanted to make sure. That's all I care. Multiplayer as it goes on. So we got Tom Clancy's
I
Division,
love Tetris 99.
Tetris 99, Call of Duty, Borderlands 3, and Apex Legends.
Tetris 99 is a battle
Between these
royale
three.
game that shouldn't work, that works so well. It's just so. It's Tetris, but you fuck with 98 other people.
Yeah. I think
It's so much fun.
I think that has the potential because everything else on this list is more of the same. No innovation anywhere on this list of games besides with Tetris.
Yes, but that's what most people want. They want to play what works. They want to release
And-
what works.
Tetris works.
Yeah, but if you want to award something
And
for
it
being the
was
best
free.
But
multiplayer
it's not flashy. It's not.
The hell it isn't. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
Tetris is. It flashes.
It's not shoot 'em ups like everything else.
Exactly.
Look at there's like 8 colors in those Tetrominos.
Let me say this: it deserves to win.
Tetraminos.
It deserves to win, but I don't think it will.
There is a Tetris movie coming out.
What?
And if that doesn't tell you how great it is,
It doesn't. but okay.
There was a
think-
there was a Super Mario movie not
Sir, the Goombas are dancing
several years
again.
ago, and it still didn't.
Several years ago.
Yeah.
That's got to be like 20 years at this point.
That's more than 7. So
It's more. Wait, it's more than 20 years.
I don't.
Because 20 years.
Winning it.
You think Borderlands is
I
going to
think
take it? Okay.
Borderlands is winning it. I think Tetris should, just because it is something like we were just talking about. No one wanted.
Right.
No one even thought of it.
Yeah. I think. I have a feeling you're gonna get Modern Warfare taking the crown here.
Probably. I've heard it's one of the best ones that they.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want Tetris to win. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think it will.
Part of me hates that Call of Duty Modern Warfare looks so good and like it's a genuinely good modern military shooter because I'm so sick of Call of Duty.
Bring back Medal of Honor.
I just
There
want
we go.
zombies.
I would like to see them go back to World War II, but Infinity War did a great job when they jumped in on the series for.
I'm sick of World War II. Everything is World War II.
I would like to see another reimagining of Battlefield 1942.
Go to the Civil War. Go to the Korean
Civil
War.
War would be fun. We haven't exhausted World War I yet.
Wait.
There's
Okay.
probably handle a title or two more there.
RPGs.
RPGs. So Disco Elysium, Final Fantasy 14.
That's really interesting to see in this
That's
category.
what I was really confused
Yeah.
on.
That's had a big resurgence.
Well, they just released an expansion.
The expansion was fantastic. You have to understand, like, it was really good. But like, it makes me kind of go RPG. Why don't we just have an MMO box here?
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3, which I think will win.
And speaking of MMO box,
That's
I don't-
not as much of an MMO as other MMOs. Probably because it's not massively multiplayer.
yeah,
I don't
You need
think
a better.
you
You need a larger group for that.
it's
I don't
it's M with a small M.
Yeah. I don't think you can
minimal.
give this to Kingdom Hearts right off the bat.
No,
Well, put Monster Hunters in here, and then Outer Worlds.
Yeah, but that's a Monster Hunter expansion.
well, but same with 14.
It's the same thing with 14. It's just they're just
It's a
putting,
DLC.
They're putting actually 14's the picture they're using for 14 is off the DLC.
But that title is
It shouldn't be
just
Iceborne.
a DLC.
It shouldn't be that, but yeah.
I sunk 68 hours into Kingdom Hearts. The first part of Monster Hunter, I put probably 140 hours into.
Monster, it's gonna be between the 3 in the middle.
I'm going Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I want to personally hand it to Obsidian for the Outer Worlds for making the RPG that so many people wanted. But if I had to guess what I think might take it, I'm probably leaning Monster Hunter.
I think it'll be Kingdom Hearts. I want Monster Hunter or 14. I like 14 because I like MMOs. Bird?
Yeah, I like MMOs too.
Bird?
I think it'll be Kingdom Hearts, but I'd rather have Monster Hunter or Outer World.
And watch us all be surprised when it's Disco Elysium.
Probably. Strategy for the big boy here. All right. That's a game we need to pick. Okay, we'll talk about that in 2 seconds.
Wait,
so,
which-
Coming to
hold on,
the-
we'll talk. So we have Age of Wonders Planetfall, Anno 1800, Fire Emblem Three Houses,
Which has like 12 fans.
Total War Three Kingdoms, which is something Yumi said we got to pick up.
Yeah, I'm the one who told you about it.
Exactly, which I said Yumi said we got to pick up. After you told me about it, I started Googling everything about it, and it looks fun.
Oh yeah.
And Tropico 6,
And then
War Groove.
War Groove?
Uh-huh.
War Groove.
Never heard of it.
Neither have I.
I have.
By Chucklefish.
Chucklefish! Chuckle! It's you! 14 for life. I have 75 days on in that over 75 days in that shit. You have no idea what my WoW account looks like.
Yeah, I was gonna say on one character alone, I have 200 days.
So I want Total War Three Kingdoms because I mean this is me and Kyle honestly. Wow, seriously?
So unprofessional.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're supposed to mute our phones.
Yeah, it's not my phone. I love Three Kingdoms.
I love Total War. I think it's a great game. The original, well, I shouldn't say the original, medieval Total War because that wasn't the first one. That was the first one I played.
We played a lot of Total War Rome during deployment. That game, there's so much behind it.
Yeah, super fun game.
It's even one of those games that's even fun to watch someone else play.
Yeah. And I love that for the almost the entirety of the Total War franchise, each release is not just an incremental update on the previous because they're taking you somewhere else with it.
Yeah.
So I think they started with Shogun, if I'm not mistaken, that was the first one.
I don't remember.
But then you've got when you had Medieval, and then I think they went to Rome after that.
That is what we played a lot of.
Which changed a lot of the movement mechanics from Medieval.
Yeah.
They went back to Medieval 2, and they took what they learned from Rome and brought that into the Medieval setting. They did another Shogun. They've got Shogun 2. I think they've done a Warhammer. They did a Warhammer Total War.
Warhammer. We looked into it. They've done a Rome 2.
Yeah. And it's always better. And it's not just, here's the New Year's release of the same
Here's
game
the
again.
new skin.
Right.
No, they improve every time.
Yeah. So and the Three Kingdoms era, that mythos.
Our generation.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So I really love that as a game. I am also a big Tropico fan. I think that is a fantastic series that just gets better and better. 5 was a little bit incremental over 4, but 6 took it to a new level, added a lot of new cool stuff to it. I think it's a very unique setting, trying to build up your own little banana republic island as a dictator. Yeah. Well, and especially in 6, the depth of the political side of the game is so much bigger, where you can make treaties around the world with Eastern Bloc versus NATO countries, and it really dictates a lot. So there's decision making in an otherwise sim style city builder,
Yeah.
which is another great feature that adds.
Wargroove is a Fire Emblem-ish game. I think Fire Emblem's gonna win it, even though I only know one person that's ever played it.
I want Total War Three Kingdoms because that just touches back to the heart.
I want Total War as well because I love the Total War series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was earlier on that list?
1800 something.
Oh, Anno 1800.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a really good game.
It
I've
is.
heard fantastic
It's really
things
good.
about it.
The
My
Anno
biggest
series is
It's
good.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, my biggest issue is that I had to pre-order it on Steam because they're making it an Epic Game exclusive.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, the Anno series is another great nation building game that just has so much detail in it.
And I think my main reason for that would be my pick for what I would want to win, and I think my main reason for that is every other strategy game is a lot of turn-based.
Yeah.
And that one's real time.
Yeah.
You just keep going.
I miss real-time strategy.
I don't know what to pick out of that. There's I want 3 of those games to win. I want Total War to win. I want Anno to win because I love the series, and I want Tropico to win because it's genuinely good.
I miss World at War. World of War, you and me. Oh man.
I remember.
Oh, that was a text and number based strategy computer game you had on your browser that me and Kyle. You could build a country together and work as a team, and it was just me, Kyle, and Tony, and that was it. So we're still taking the top leaderboard for a bit, and then we just
We had Kevin Laud and a couple other people.
We didn't have that many. All right, so
We usually had about 6.
I want to see what performance is about, and nothing I care about.
Voice actors.
Performance, yeah.
Yeah.
What's games for impact? What is that category?
Let's see.
Oh, for their impact on the genre or the universe. Well,
It'll probably be Life is Strange.
Life,
too.
yeah, Life is Strange is gonna take a big point. Also, was Gree over there? Yeah,
Words would probably also be up there.
I think Gree takes this.
It's for people that have impact when they give the games that have impact on people.
Yeah, I think Life is Strange is a strong contender. I think Gree takes it, not only for its gameplay and story, but stylistically being so different. That would be my bet for what's going to win. As far as which I'd like to see win, any of these. Again, for just like we discussed in the
Concrete
indie category.
Genie just looks good. Looks cool. I would pick that up just to play it because but life is always expected, like, don't judge a book by its cover type scenario. But that is exactly what we do anyways, because that's how you know.
That's what we're doing for half these games as it is.
Concrete Genie just looks entertaining.
Looks like a Pixar movie.
Exactly. Like, it looks like it's something that's going to be really good.
Yeah, and
I know nothing about it.
Oh, not a damn thing. I'm judging a book by its cover really
Chalk
fucking hard.
Zone from the looks of it.
and that's not a bad
Mario
thing.
Paint with depression.
Between Worlds?
I
It's
like
Mario Paint
mine
with
better.
depression.
I like Zelda games.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent in this category.
Oh, definitely.
Usually.
You know what? I don't care about it because it was presented by Samsung. Community support. I wonder what that is.
You're not gonna find Blizzard in here.
Oh, heavens no.
I don't see how an Ubisoft game fits in here either.
But Destiny 2 really did pick it up.
Yeah, and then their servers crashed today and you couldn't get on.
Yeah, then they got them back up.
I don't think they are yet.
And clearly Fortnite is the winner.
Now, yeah, I know that's an easy choice, but I want to give this one to Square for Final Fantasy XIV. Everything they've done with that game over the years. Now, granted, this is more looking at
Same
recent.
thing about Fortnite.
That's fair.
For as much as I hate that style of game and everything that goes with it, Epic has done a fantastic job with keeping up with Fortnite, changing things up in the map.
When they took it down,
Oh,
when they
yeah,
took it down,
yeah.
they put the black hole. I watched one
there
of my
was 340,000 people
watching a
someone
black
stream a
black hole. I was talking to one dude I was talking to my Comcast installer who he had his kid who played it, and he was like, "Dad, it's gone." It's gone. I think so. He actually had to Google what was going on so he could like have his kid not to have a panic attack.
There were articles that I read about kids having Fortnite themed birthday parties that everything went down, and it was 11-year-olds that were all playing Fortnite at this kid's house that just didn't know what to do with themselves, and it was
Heaven
the
forbid.
funniest shit I ever read.
No, but I've
Don't
seen
talk to each other.
I've seen Ryan like literally post videos of like Fortnite like concerts in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like they
DJ Marshmallow.
Yeah.
They shut down all PvP, and he held a concert inside Fortnite.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing.
Okay, let's put it this way. The real winner in all of this is Tencent. Tencent is the person that owns. Tencent is the parenting company that owns Epic, Riot, and the company that owns PUBG.
And also a huge telecom that owns basically all of the telecom infrastructure in China, and 5% of Activision Blizzard.
So pretty much, the winner here is Tencent.
Yeah.
Until Disney buys Tencent.
I don't think that'll work.
Just wait. The mouse has powers.
What if that flips the other way? What if Tencent bought Disney?
Oh my god.
China would own us.
Oh, yeah.
They already do.
Right.
Oh, we'd be dead. I'd be over. Do I take my shoes off? That reminds me of the freaking Daniel Tosh joke. It's like, oh god, China's here. What do I do? Do I take off my shoes? What do I do now? It was just a joke. I'm like, oh god.
Do we go to ongoing game?
We already did.
No, I didn't.
No, we did role playing. I don't think we did
I did not
ongoing.
go to ongoing.
Click it. Let's see.
It's gonna be the same as community support.
It is definitely the same for community.
It's literally the same titles.
Yep, it is verbatim.
It's 100%. It's
All
100%.
the way to fucking front. It is the exact same damn thing.
All right, so skipping this one.
So clearly Fortnite again.
Probably.
And we can give a nod to Final Fantasy in this one too.
That's fair. I didn't know that there was an MMO for Final Fantasy before today.
There's two.
There's two of them.
Final Fantasy 11 and Final Fantasy 14.
See, I can't go on Facebook without hearing about Fortnite,
Right.
or Apex Legends. The rest of these,
Oh, I can.
And you know what? I know we all hate on both Bethesda and Blizzard right now, but I will say, despite how much of a garbage fire Fallout 76 was at launch,
But they started a civil war now, which is the best thing I've ever heard.
they have really put some effort into trying to improve that best they can. I don't like how heavy in microtransactions. Go ahead, explain this.
Fallout 76 came out with a subscription model
Okay.
to where you get to hold unlimited crafting items and you get a couple other perks and stuff.
Which is what they took from Star Wars, the old Star Wars Republic MMO that came out.
Yeah.
but you get a little badge above your head that says you're a subscriber.
So everyone who's not is now
So-
banned against the subscribers.
Yes. So
That's-
it's become the haves versus the have-nots.
That's great.
Oh, it's
The
fantastic.
have-nots have started to just slaughter the haves.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
Yeah. But the ongoing content updates they've given to that game, I've gone back to play it a few times since, and it's still the same old game, and it gets a little stale after put another 10, 15 hours into a game that I've put a lot of hours into, and it does start to like, all right, this is just more of the same, but hey, it's still fun to jump back in. And I want to nod, not Blizzard, not Activision Blizzard, but the developers for launching WoW Classic this year. Like, that's huge for community response. Like, to listen to the people that are playing your game who have said this is what we want, and for them to put the effort into doing so and delivering the experience everyone wanted. So even though they're not recognized in these categories, I want to just give them a quick nod since it's relevant that it's been great. I played a ton of WoW Classic. I've taken a little break from it in the past couple of weeks, but it is an outstanding game and that still holds up today, and just round of applause for them putting in the effort.
I always applaud developers. I feel bad for developers that work for shitty companies, especially when they find out after they put so many hours into certain games and they find out that the developers are just absolute shit, or the company's absolute shit, which is what happened with the Blizzard developers.
Yep. It happens all the time. It happened to Obsidian with New Vegas.
All right, so we'll call it right there. That's fine. If you get a chance, if you guys want to vote on any of these yourself, go to thegameawards.com, and you'll be able to. And you can cast your vote to what you think should win. Unlike the actual presidential election, every vote counts.
Right.
And
you're going to see a lot of new games to keep your eye on as the upcoming sales come up.
And a lot of the same fucking game over.
A lot of the same, but there's a lot of games on here that I definitely want to check out and make sure I get some playtime with.
Let me ask you guys for games here. Like, I don't really do a lot of Black Friday shopping. I go to like GameStop, and that's it. But I don't go like midnight. I'll go like when I'm like out of work or something, because the sales are still going
right
at that point. Is there anything like at GameStop you would want to go that you know would probably be on sale? Like, example, my daughter wants Diablo 3 for her Switch. She doesn't play her Switch all that often because she doesn't really like the game. She's gone into, strangely enough, like a lot of grown-up games, which is like she plays Dynasty Warriors 8 with me. Extremely. We streamed
great
it.
Game.
We streamed it on this channel. Me and her sitting on this couch. Come by and watch it sometimes on the weekend. She wants it. She wants to be on the camera and just murder a whole bunch of people. And she understands what low health is.
And speaking of Three Kingdoms, so.
Yeah, she understands the low health bar, and it's like, I can't leave the base, Daddy. I'm like, find a jar. I'll find a jar. And she'll like run around and just murder everything. She'll have a great time. But she's also played Diablo 3 with me, and you know what? She freaking loves it, and she wants that for her Switch. So that's something that I'm hoping will go down on the Switch by the time Black Friday hits or Cyber Monday, and I can go find it for her. Anything anyone particular is looking for?
Well, I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out for some of those indie titles, especially the ones we touched on, but also to see. I mean, I highly doubt we're going to see something like Control come up on sale. If it does, I may be tempted to pick it up. Definitely looking forward to. We were talking earlier, the Age of Empire remaster.
Was it? Oh, Age of Empires.
Yeah,
Jeez.
such a good game.
It was. We used to play in the Navy, no shit. Back in the old one, because I was IT, we would do something that no one's supposed to do, which you would come into the room, it'd be like near 4 o'clock. Everybody would have Age of Empires loaded onto the computer, and we'd be having like, I'd be like at a stand-up computer. My chief would be in the back, and we'd have an Age of Empires like big battle royale between the shop, and everyone would be like, "What are you guys doing?" Nothing. And we also had Unreal Tournament on those things as well that we weren't supposed to have.
Yeah. And one more that I just thought of that I may keep an eye on if I can pick it up at a good price, because it's a game I haven't played. And forgive the pronunciation if it's incorrect. Nier Automata. That game.
Automata?
Thank you. Looks awesome. I haven't played it.
Isn't it Noir on top?
No, it's near.
Is it?
Yeah, NIER.
Oh, right.
It's something I'm very interested in playing, and if I can pick that up on a good Steam sale coming up for a reasonable price, I'll snatch that up and knock that game out.
I think another platinum game.
Concrete Graffiti did look good to me.
Yeah.
Honestly, that did look fun.
Everything in the indie game titles that we just looked at, if they come up on sales, I'm picking up at least one, maybe two of those.
All right. So that covers the Video Game Awards. Yeah, watch you guys do that shit, Bruce.
So,
All right.
I have a quick topic.
I would say, Kyle, you have some topics, please.
So, Sony has patented a new idea for cartridges for the PS5 coming out. Now, what these aren't for games, but they're solid-state drives.
Oh.
Sony is bringing back the memory card.
Okay.
Interesting.
Why?
Why not?
Well, I could see why.
It's
Easily shareable.
it's extra money outside of just buying the system.
Well, yeah.
There's that. That was going to say the big one.
Well, there's that, but from
because you're talking about easily shareable, the motherfucking cloud. I mean, like, that was the big thing. Like, you want to talk about easily shareable, it's anywhere you go without you having to have anything except for a username and a password. The thing with the memory card is it stops discriminating against people with horrible frickin' internet connections. That is the only reason, aside from the horrible money cash grab that is currently going on.
well, and expandable storage too,
expandable storage is to the cloud.
Well, I know, but in the day and age of digital distribution for so many games, where your hard drive, what used to be an auxiliary component, and you'd still have the game on disc, because now you're buying a lot of games digital only, so you need that storage space. It starts to fill up quick. So having expandable storage, which is what this is essentially becoming, I think is potentially a boost, because we're only going to see digital distribution take more and more control.
Really, it's just going to depend on what the system size is, too.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of internal hard drive are you going to have in there? Or is everything going to be cloud-based storage? And at that point, am I paying for a cloud-based storage system on top of the $700 that the new system's going to be?
Well, right. Well, you can't run the
cartridges
game.
price.
You know, a game you're going to buy isn't going to run off of cloud. It's got to be local installed.
Google Stadia.
Well, that's another argument to get into.
I was waiting before, like, I got to that, considering that overheated.
That is such a fucking shit show.
It's a fantastic idea.
I like Steam's version.
I just don't know why Google is in this space.
It's
Because they can integrate, like, all their shit.
yeah, I like it as a concept. I think it's got a couple major flaws that are going to be worked out.
Not in America, they're not. The internet infrastructure in America is fucking garbage. And until that gets fixed,
Well, I
Google
think
Stadia is not going to work.
in some markets you can get decent. Well,
Okay,
so-
Mr. Gigabit.
Yeah, so I have Gigabit now.
I'm working on
just
mine
got it.
today too as well.
Where do I mean, unless you have Google Fiber, really. But how much do you have up, or what's your monthly limit?
A terabyte.
That's gone in half a day of playing.
Well, on
Unlimited.
4K, but I'll run it.
It's 10 gigabits without 4K.
It is. It's really bad.
Yeah, well, I think the problem is
Kyle, unlimited, because we do this. So
Yeah.
unlimited, like about $15 a month. Unlimited.
where I see its main failings right now. And I think the input lag, I'm going to give it a pass on for the time being, because I think that's going to improve shortly. But supported devices, for one. So the hardware that's required is not only do you need the right Chromecast, it can't just be the regular one, the regular
the
Ultra.
brand new
Right.
Chromecast.
Yeah, so
It's going to change every year.
yeah, so it's disappointing that they haven't rolled out support on the existing Chromecast Ultras that people have, because that's all the new one is. It's just the Chromecast Ultra that has some new drivers on it.
Which I have like Chromecast. I have 3 Chromecasts in the house, and I think I have an old one. And as long as you download the updates, you're fine.
Right,
I
but
haven't had an issue.
the updates aren't rolling out to those yet.
Which I don't have a problem with them yet.
That's a well for Stadia.
Yeah, for
So that's a failing right there. The other, as well as that, if you wanted to play it on mobile, it's only on Pixel devices. For now. Now that's going to change. It's going to be. It's going to
Pixel
come.
devices, you say?
It's going to come to iOS. And well, I have a OnePlus, and it's a killer phone, and I'd love to try out Stadia on my phone, but it's not a supported device yet. Even though I am running Android and I'm running the latest Android.
Yep, same here.
But I can't get it, and then not having cell connection for it too. Like this is going to be revolutionary when you can play this over cell data.
Wait, can anyone
Would be revolutionary.
Can anybody tell me really quick what the hell? I didn't get a chance to look it up before this. I only heard about it. What did Xbox do recently that apparently murdered Stadia? Because I completely missed it.
Xbox's Game Pass is basically Netflix for games on the Xbox. I don't know very much about it. I've only heard people talk about it, but it is by far and large, or however that idiom goes, the best
By and large.
Yeah.
the best internet service for gaming.
So we're back to Sega Channel.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But my other problem with Stadia is up until about 3 days before the release, they had 12 games on their release. It went up to 22. A fourth of their library is Tomb Raider games.
Of course it is. Why wouldn't
There
it be?
are no exclusives except for one. There's no reason
For us to go to Stadia.
anyone to spend the $129 to buy in on top of whatever the controller is.
That's-
Use any other controller.
The 129 includes the controller.
Does it?
Yeah, it includes the
still
controller
way too
and the
much.
Chromecast. Now, you don't need either of those. You can play it through a Chrome browser on a desktop PC.
It's still far too much for a library that you can go out and buy most of those games for $20 or less.
Oh, yeah, easily.
It's not free because Destiny 2 is a free-to-play game now.
Yeah, it'll be a win, I think, library-wise, when it will link with your existing owned titles. If they can integrate something like Steam's library, like if I own a game on Steam, I should be able to get a key that lets me play it on Stadia. Once they get to that,
I don't see
I'm going to
that.
try it. I don't see it
That
happening
won't
either.
happen.
Steam
But it-
already lets you do that.
But you also
Well, not
have
on
to pay
Stadia.
for the key
Well,
for the
but you
game
can-
after you pay the $129.
What were you saying?
Right, so you have to buy it on Stadia first.
What were you saying?
Yeah. So
Steam's this year released Steam Link, which basically lets me play any of my Steam games on my phone.
That's through your. You have to be on the same network as your.
No, I've done it at work.
You can do it remotely.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it goes to different. You can. So you can pretty much
Oh, see, I
download
thought that was within the same network because I have a Steam Link box hooked up to my TV, so I can play as long as I'm on the same.
Steam machines.
Not even a Steam machine. It's just the Steam Link, like $50 little tiny box, which I've actually used more so for party games. It's fantastic, like the Jackbox games. It worked great for that. And then
Games are fun.
yeah, and then I use it to mirror my browser desktop to watch stuff like Netflix and Amazon on my TV. Like it gets more use for that than it does for
What do you
gaming.
mean, Kyle?
The 2 DLCs for Destiny
Oh,
2 you're not getting for free. It's
Oh,
the base Destiny model that you get for free.
I misread all of that.
It's not important. It's Destiny. No one plays Destiny.
Right.
Yes, they do. Unfortunately,
No one
Not
important
enough.
plays Destiny.
I know a couple people that play it, and like I watch it, and I want to play it, and then I play it for like 10 minutes, and then I don't want to play it anymore. I'm like, okay, it's entertaining for
It's
what
one
it
of
is.
those games that it's gotten too far into it that it's level capped based. So if you're trying to start from the beginning, it's a lot less fun.
Yeah, Bethesda at least fixed that problem in Fallout with a lot of the scaling technology they used. It still bites you in the ass. There are still zones in Fallout 76 you can't get to, but from what I'm not a Destiny player, but from what I've been told is that Fallout 76 is very similar inspiration from Destiny, the same kind of idea where you've got players running around that are at different points of the game, but that can still play together reasonably fine without much issue. Still, drastic level differences will
Yeah.
come into play. Obviously, that's going to happen in a game where you level up. But I think you need some scaling technology in a game like that to make it more enjoyable for new players coming into the game.
It was a good story, though. I will say the parts I've gotten through, it's a good story. It's very entertaining. Yeah, okay, so going through that list of like games that we saw, was there any game that you played throughout 2019 that you think deserved to be in any one of those categories?
WoW Classic.
Which one? Well, it's not ongoing because it just started.
But it's
MMO?
still going.
Well, it'll be multiplayer. My multiplayer.
Multiplayer, RPG, ongoing. You pick, the category it fits into.
I think the category with ongoing was things that went from 2018 to 2019 to keep going. You know, I think that's what that one was.
Okay.
So that's what I meant. So
that's fair. So throw it,
I would say like multiplayer. Yeah, WoW Classic would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Art, or was it Art Direction? I think it was like WoW.
Yeah.
At any point,
well,
for their cinematics, which was amazing.
Yeah, for especially as we're looking at Shadowlands. Granted, that's not coming out until late next year if we're lucky.
I don't even care about the Shadowlands. I'm talking about in general.
Yeah,
the fucking cinematics are amazing.
To talk about Classic, for example, Classic broke Twitch records. It was huge. On release and even during the beta, you'd have 1 million people easily just tuned into those channels. Like
a lot of it was a bunch of kids that were wondering what the hell we were talking about.
You know what? That's but that means the game
was a joke, yeah.
has significance.
Of course.
And I think it's a shame that it was left off the list.
Kyle, anything you played you think we should be up there?
No. I can't think of what I'm playing still, and what I plan on replaying was last year. I really don't think this year had anything that was super groundbreaking on console. I just don't.
You know what? I did think of something else that would fall into the multiplayer or even ongoing, because it is a persistent game, that I would love to see a lot more people get involved in if it fits their style of game. You've heard me talk about this a number of times. Foxhole.
You told me you backed off of that one.
So I slid out of Foxhole for a while because of Classics approaching release, and I got back into Fallout 4 for a while. Foxhole continues constant development. They're adding more and more content to that game.
So ongoing.
Lots of cool stuff. Like, they are rebuilding the base tech of that game probably every year and a half, just to keep it current. They've added recently, or they're adding a trench warfare system where players can actually trench into the ground, that they said for years the technology just doesn't support terraforming like that, and players kept asking for it, so they figured it out. They're working on a new server architecture that will allow 1,000 players fighting at one time, and to test this they are going to do invites for a special version of the game. Now, it's a kind of World War I, World War II inspired, but alternate reality. They're going to do a special event that's Civil War style fighting, muskets and cannons and that sort of thing, just to test the architecture. They want to give a cool experience to the players to try something cool as a limited time event. They put the development hours into that. That game deserves a lot more recognition than I think it gets.
Bird?
Actually, most of the games that I wanted, that I
think deserved it,
were in categories that I would have picked for them.
Monster Hunter,
Anno 1800.
Wait, Monster Hunter came out last year, didn't it? 2018.
DLC.
The DLC came out this year.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to think of. Like, that's why they had to put the DLC in there versus calling it Monster Hunter World.
I mean, mostly it was Untitled Goose Game being in like every indie category was definitely
deserved.
Yeah. And Anno 1800 being in the strategy games was definitely worth it.
Nice. Was it your fighting game? For me, fighting games. There were a couple that were at Evo that got released this year that were entertaining. I was just happy to see Samurai Showdown. I really enjoyed that game. You were talking about Soul Calibur. Did that come out this year? It did come out this year. I don't know why that wasn't. We were talking about this before the cast. I don't know why Soul Calibur wasn't in there. I'm pretty sure they could have made room for one more. It was a fun game, but it felt like it died off pretty hard.
I don't know really anyone that played it after week 1, to be honest.
Yeah, that was the thing. It's like it was a fun one, but like it kind of like, oh, if I wanted this system, I can go play this instead, which was cool.
Yeah, more incremental than anything, and just here's more of the same.
I was just reading the Twitch chat. That was good. gotta go play Monster Hunter. Actually says he also plays Destiny 2. I think that's with video games that I can't do anymore. It's the grinding. I can do grinding in a game. Now, don't get me wrong. I can do grinding in a game. But Destiny 2, that'd be grinding. Monster Hunter, more grinding. WoW, that's more grinding. Diablo, that's more grinding. Everything that I would do is grinding.
That's the whole game.
Yeah, and it's like, it drives me nuts to the point where, like, if I want to be any good at this, I have to put 2 to 3 hours of my day.
If not more.
Yeah, no, my week, like, to do that, because then, like, Monday, I have to dedicate Monday to doing this and Tuesday to doing that. But I don't forget, I can't forget WoW dailies. I gotta do WoW dailies. But then, but I also gotta pick up like the Destiny 2 dailies or the Monster Hunter raids. And it's like it's too much. It's too much grinding.
Well, for those type of games, you find the one that you really like, and that's the one you play.
Exactly, but when you want to play with friends and they all like, I have one person that plays Monster Hunter, someone who used to play Monster Hunter, but I still have friends who play Destiny, and she plays Monster Hunter as well that we were just talking about. And I have someone who plays WoW all the goddamn time, and I play WoW once in a while. That's like the grinding game that I'll play. But there's still games that I want to pick up. But once you get to a certain point, it's grind 4,000 of this, and you're like,
That's why I stopped playing Fallout 76, and you know I'm a huge Fallout fan. But 76 got to the point, because I played it so much when it came out, I just had a lot of time. I think my character is level 110, and once you're at top end, you wait for the new quests to get released, and then you burn through those, and then what? It's back to farming legendary weapons and armor, and
you kill the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, that's it.
But then there's Diablo 4, like Diablo 4 is going to come out, and we know what that's going to be. We know we're all going to pick a character, and we're going to grind through it to the end of the story, and then we're going to go back, pick a different character, and grind to the end of the story. Yeah. And then at the end, it's going to be like, what kind of armor classes do I have waiting for me? And then we're going to grind those for a bit.
But at least you get a different experience in Diablo playing a different character.
Yeah, but it's still the same exact boss fight. You get it's pretty much WoW.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm going to be a day one Diablo buyer.
Oh, I'm definitely not. I probably won't be a day one. I'll probably give it some time. I won't be like that midnight release.
Well, no, I would never do midnight release.
I have done that, but
I have too.
But I'd wait for it. Like I'll probably pick it. I'll pick it up so you can come over and play with me. But that'd be about it. Like I'm not gonna be like. It's not gonna be that game that I'll probably pre-order it, but I'll probably let it sit in the pre-order bin for like 2 weeks.
Dwarves game that you pre-ordered?
I got rid of that one. I know I turned that pre-order off and put it towards something else that I still probably didn't pick up. I am notorious for that. I had a pre-order for Gotham Origins for a collector's pack. That was the last person to get for it. That I had Country Club Hill cops coming in and threatening people to give them my collector's edition, and they wouldn't do it. And I'm like, he's here. Holy crap! I'm like, sorry, I needed money. Damn, man, give me a break. And they handed it to me, and like, do you know how many people offered me extra money for this shit? And I'm like, probably not as many as you're trying to make it seem. You're not gonna get extra money from me. I pre-ordered this shit.
Right.
There's still one pre-order from that Batman Arkham set that I'm missing that irritates the crap out of me. And it's the Arkham Knight, like super collector set, and that's the one that came with the Batmobile. But apparently, the managers went to a meeting, and this is no shit because I was friends with the managers. They went to a meeting where they announced that, hey, we have this collector set. When they announced it, it went live, and by the time the managers got back to their stores, they had already sold out. He's like, dude, I didn't get back here in time to get myself one. Damn, I wanted one. So that's one thing I don't have up there that I really want, which is the Arkham Knight Batmobile, just to complete my set.
eBay probably has it.
I know it does.
Or if someone listening wants to make a few bucks.
Not from me, there.
All right. So I think that's what we'll call for this evening. In 2 weeks, we will have our first horrible movie tournament, which is going to be Thor Ragnarok versus Transformers. I'm hoping. I'm hoping Kyle's going to work on that. If not, it will be something else because Cheto will finally be ready. If that doesn't work, actually, no, my apologies. Strike that. In 2 weeks, we're going to have our Mandalorian conversation.
Yes.
That's what we're having in 2 weeks. I knew it was something with Cheto, and I couldn't remember what it was. It's going to be our Mandalorian conversation, which is going to be that. And then after Rise of the Skywalker comes out, I'm going to have whoever the hell wants to talk about it. It's going to be a Star Wars of the Generations conversation with some of my favorite Star Wars people sitting in the room, and we're just going to talk about it. It's going to be great, and it's going to be an invasion of Bert's privacy because he lives down here with us. So he's going to hate every minute of it.
2 straight casts about Star Wars.
Yeah, I've been holding off on
Only 2
Mandalorian.
straight.
Well, no, because Rise of the Skywalker drops on the 20th.
Yeah, I know. I have to have time to go see it first.
Yeah.
And I don't think Cheto bought me tickets. So I have him on my podcast, and the fucker could do is buy me tickets.
Yeah, heaven forbid.
Which I found out that me and him were at Warped Tour in 2004 together.
I was at Warped Tour in 2004.
I didn't know you were there.
No.
I was there with.
Did
Steve.
you fall in love with the girl at the Warped Tour?
I wish.
I was there with Steve actually, but that's where I'll call it for the evening in the crazy conversation. Once again, tomorrow noon we'll be starting our noonish.
Ish.
I gotta set some stuff up upstairs, but noon we'll be starting our D&D campaign with the Homicide Vagabonds. Follow us on that. It'll be great. It'll be right back on this channel again. This is Bruce Warchief Hoover.
Don Conis Macaluso.
I've been Bird.
I've been Kyle.
And thank you, and good night.